Hey everyone, welcome to Mountain Beast Mysteries. I wanted to make kind of an impromptu video, and I don't usually do videos like this, but in this case, I thought, this is something that's been on my mind the last couple of days because there's a very interesting story floating around in the Bigfoot community from a conference that was happening in Nebraska. And, we've reached a new low in the Bigfoot community. Everything is backwards. Like the idea of not believing something until you critically examine it and think about it and, dig into it and figure out, if there's anything suspicious going on. Now what it is believe everything until it's proven that it's a hoax, which is not the way to go about this stuff. And most of the people here on Mountain Beast Mysteries were all critical thinkers, and that's why you're here. We've been like that on this channel for a long time, since the beginning. But yeah, I'll just read this article that came out. Basically, Coast to Coast AM posted this article the other day, and they actually have a video clip that somebody took at this conference in Nebraska, the Nebraska Bigfoot conference, where Igor Burtsev, who's like a really famous Russian cryptozoologist and Bigfoot researcher, was on stage, and he called one of his friends who was apparently in the presence of a Bigfoot and somehow got Bigfoot to talk on the phone with them. So that already sounds like a really far-fetched and ridiculous. And I'll just read you the article quickly that Coast to Coast posted. A very strange scene unfolded at a Sasquatch conference over the weekend when, while on stage, a researcher purportedly spoke to the legendary cryptid on the phone and shared the conversation with people in attendance. The bizarre moment reportedly occurred this past Saturday at the Nebraska Bigfoot Conference in the city of Hastings, as keynote speaker Igor Burtsev detailed his work investigating the creature in his native Russia. During the presentation, he surprised the audience by calling a Russian colleague who was allegedly in the presence of a Bigfoot for an impromptu interview with the famed cryptid. During the hard-to-fathom conversation, Burtsev translated the Sasquatch's unique language, which might best be described as a series of guttural squawks and shared insights from the elusive creature, specifically that it loathes poachers and people who befoul its forest habitat. Alas, since the curious phone call was apparently arranged by Burtsev at the proverbial 11th hour, the sound system at the event was not equipped for such a momentous occasion, and much of the bewildered audience found the entire experience fairly hard to decipher, with some theorizing that the live conversation may not have been entirely on that level. Fortunately, one person in attendance was able to capture a portion of the potentially historic and undeniably weird presentation via their cell phone and uploaded it to YouTube, providing what may be the first ever recording of Bigfoot's voice. Expressing skepticism over the entire exchange, the individual wanted others to get a chance to make up their own minds by seeing it for themselves. With that in mind, what's your take on the wild scene? Was it a historic moment wherein the legendary cryptid finally broke its silence and spoke to the world, or merely some fantastic theatrics on Burtsev's part? So you're telling me that you were able to get Bigfoot on the other line? Like, you called your friend and he was like, yeah, we got Bigfoot here. He wants to talk to you guys. Like, this is getting absolutely ridiculous, and it's getting really out of hand in the Bigfoot community. People just willing to believe everything because it aligns with, what they want, I guess, Bigfoot to be, or, it's frustrating. You're telling me you were able to get Bigfoot on the phone to talk to people, but you couldn't get him on FaceTime? Like, there's no way to verify this. He could have done, there could have been any number of things going on the other end of that phone. Like, obviously, what I'm certain it is somebody faking it. Or it could have been, like, even the voice of the Sasquatch could have been made up prior, and it could have been a recording. People are saying that it sounds like all the other Bigfoot recordings, and, well, like, it doesn't actually. But it's similar in the sense that it's a bunch of guttural, squawks, as it said. It's not really on par with the Sierra sounds, but that doesn't really matter, because there's no way that Bigfoot is talking to these people on the phone. Like, you guys need to use your brains and think critically. And like I said, most of the people here on Mountain Beast Mysteries do that. But there's a lot of people out there that will just buy into anything and believe anything, and that's like not good for, you know, the Bigfoot community. Nobody's gonna take us seriously if this kind of stuff keeps happening. And it's like the people who buy into this and believe this kind of stuff are the same kinds of people who get sucked into cults, you know. And there's Bigfoot cults out there, there's a couple of them for sure, but we need to just be careful with this kind of stuff because it's bullshit. Like, it's not real. Like, there's no way the audience can know what's actually going on the other end of the line. All they're hearing is a voice, and they're not even hearing it that well. And if this is real, I want you to get Bigfoot on FaceTime, you know? But I bet you won't, because that'd make your hoax, like, incredibly difficult to do. And, you know, I liked Igor Burtsev up until this point, really. I mean, we're friends on Facebook. Anyways, it's my wish, you know, that all of you guys think critically when stuff like this happens and use common sense. Do you think Bigfoot is actually talking on a phone? Like, I know we investigate the supernatural side of Bigfoot, but the way this story is explained, you know, Sasquatch is there. The guy on the other end of the phone is in the presence of Sasquatch, and he's, you know, talking through the phone. Like, this is the kind of thing a 5-year-old would make up. And there's people in the comments on the video saying, like, oh, I hope this is real. That's the problem, is that you hope that it's real. You have to be okay with it not being real. I don't know what kind of thing it is that people get from this kind of stuff when, I don't know, it's almost like a weird Bigfoot fantasy that they want so desperately to be real. And that's, like I said, that's dangerous territory. That's when it starts to become like almost like a religious belief for you. And, you know, it's never gonna be taken seriously. It just makes it look really bad. And, like, mission accomplished, I guess, if this was your goal for doing this, was to make headlines, because it worked. And now you got the Coast to Coast article and a bunch of other articles and headlines, and, you know, it's floating around the Bigfoot community. And a lot of people in the Bigfoot community, like I said, they'll just believe anything. And those people, a lot of them are really hard to debate with and argue with, because all they'll say is, like, prove that it's not real. It's like, well, what is even the point of talking to you or debating, like, the reality of what's going on here? Because you just don't want to believe it. It's like arguing about politics or religion. You know, people are so set in what they want to believe, they're not willing or open to being wrong. You know, I guess I could be wrong. This could have been real. Bigfoot could have been talking on the phone, but I'm 99.999% sure that it's bull, complete bullshit. And I don't know. I lost a lot of respect for this guy, to be honest. And it's disappointing. I don't know. I bet you the 4 horsemen of Sasquatch, like Renee Hinden and Grover Krantz and John Green, and, you know, I bet you they're all laughing at us, because this is the kind of stuff that's going on these days. You know, it's almost like a joke. People misinterpret me in these videos. A lot of people say, like, I don't believe in Bigfoot, which is false. I'm pretty sure Bigfoot exists, based on, you know, evidence that is actually good, and strange things that I've had happen in the wilderness. What I don't believe is 95% of the information that comes out about Bigfoot. I think genuine Bigfoot evidence is extremely rare, and the majority of it is not real. It's either hoaxed, made up, or misidentifications. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you think of this crazy video down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. See you next time on Mountain Beast Mysteries.